Welcome, 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 returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Panthera. This is going to be a collective live ethereal energy update. Allow whatever messages resonate with you to do so, and anything that does not, do not make it fit. Leave it for another opportune time if that time arrives for you, if the message was for you. Okay, so let's get into the vibes. We're going to get right into it. We are currently, let me see, in the Mars hour. So this message here is going to be carrying the frequency of severing, cutting through something here. We are approaching the new moon in Virgo. Know that we have a twin new moon energy for the Virgo season. We have the new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees on the 23rd. And then we have the solar eclipse on the 21st of September, which is another new moon called a twin new moon happening, a new moon happening twice in the same sign of that season. So Virgo being that season. Okay. So right now, the sun is in Leo, the moon is in Gemini at 15 degrees. Okay, so we got Aries, Taurus, Gemini degrees, so double Gemini frequencies. So something here regards to a severing a way of thinking, severing a way of communicating that could also be stifling the way you connect to your emotions, or that severing whatever it is that's blocking you from tuning into an emotion to handle a situation rather than deal with it when it comes to a significant memory that may connect to your childhood, the way you were brought up, the way you were taught to do certain things, even the way that you may have been programmed to communicate in a sense. So with this moon in Gemini, it does stimulate mental activity, curiosity, and multi-directional thinking. We also have Uranus in the sign of Gemini, which is rewiring your thoughts, which is also going to rewire the way you express yourself. All right. So now let me see. Ooh. All praises due to the Most High, Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angel spirit guides, ancestors, protectors, warriors that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to my heart and soul, always in connection to the Most High as an extension of Source, embodying the energy of Source, delivering the message for Source. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Show me the vibes. The Thinking Man, number 46, that's the 10, a completion. A completion of overthinking actions. A completion of overthinking actions, especially if it has an effect on your finances or receiving. We have 46 and 42, 10 and 6. That's divine intervention is at play. Tower moment. The Thinking Man and a woman holding a coin. Let's see what this is. Archangel Ariel, 36, 9. Completion of a cycle here. That's going to help you, assist you in stepping out of your comfort zone. It will be for you when you show up in hell, beloved. Now, stuck in your root chakras. Look at that, 16. Patience with yourself and this divine intervention. 1010 is on this clock as well. Tell you something right now. This is not the page or the frequency to be playing with. All right. The result of moving in a way that is not of a high vibration, thinking this is another platform, which it is not. The consequences are immediate. Okay. So got nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Angel of Love, number 49, 13, transformation of the heart. Yes. Transformation of the heart. This is causing you to step out your comfort zone. The answers you need are coming. Full moon and Gemini. So let's see. Woman holding the heart. The answers you need are coming when it comes to something you've been holding on to that has to do with an energy that is familiar or family. Because the woman holding the heart speaks of that. 44. So you certainly have spirit guides, ancestors that you have met in this lifetime that may be on the other side assisting you. You may have had a dream with them recently next to someone specifically that is a familiar spirit, or someone that is a family member, where they are basically showing you, you know, the consequences of them attempting to even take you off track is being handled at this time. Now I'm seeing the gavel, a decision, judgment is being made here. Seven of Cups, Venus and Scorpio. This could be a familiar spirit that you may have been in a relationship with. It allowed you to transform yourself. It allowed you to go through the transformation of the soul. It allowed you to see and trust your worth, your value. Venus. Okay. And Scorpio, it was a connection that was deep, extremely intimate, but it wasn't where you were supposed to stay. Justice card. Yeah, speaking of. I'm hearing be careful what it is that you ask for. Being mindful of what it is that you ask for because you're receiving it. Be mindful as to the way you express yourself because you're going to create that in your reality. Be mindful as to the way you even move and commenting here on this channel because consequences come immediately. Okay? The Empress. Abundance, nurturing, fertile. With ease, effortlessness. What's the Justice here? The Ace of Cups, unconditional love, new love, 717 all the time. Today is the 17th as well. The Tower, 16. Everything that we've been saying thus far is coming up in the cards as we speak. Divine intervention. Healing, 17, in that order. I love to see it. Okay. Oof, yes. Divine intervention, unconditional love, higher levels of commitment. Now what you can get up out of here. Yes, victory and success. Your justice is unconditional love. Divine intervention as justice to bring in unconditional love that is of a higher level of commitment that is going to be extremely successful, so much so it's part of your soul's mission. This new union with yourself that also shows itself in your reality with someone else as well is part of your purpose, and it's also going to bring you victory and success because it's part of your journey in terms of being an example to the collective as to how to move in divine union. First and foremost, the divine union one has with themselves, then therefore the divine union that they have with, you know, that which is outside of them, as within, so without. Queen of Pentacles. This, yeah, definitely part of one's spiritual, I heard authority, spiritual journey, spiritual work. Someone who is self-made. You got it out the mud by yourself. Yeah, completion of a cycle with proposals and invitations to do what? Let me see. Some of you have an amazing ability to bring forth strategy for people so that way they can move on, getting them out of murky situations into stable situations. Show me this. Knight of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Continue to work on your craft. Continue to basically get out the mud, to continue to go through this rebirth process. It may not be easy, but it's certainly worth it. It is completely worth it. Yes, it's because it's going to bring balance to your emotions, which is also going to help you in the way that you express yourself. Because some of you may have had to, you know, build on that with these crumbs, 2 and 2, build on that master builder number. But this is all part of you, getting into a space where you can express yourself fully and not blocking your solar plexus, because a blocked solar plexus means that you're in situations where you're not able to express yourself. You're constantly in situations where you have to over explain yourself, constantly being in situations where you're looking for others to understand you. That is a blocked solar plexus energy. But when you're in the frequency of you being able to, express yourself fully, thoroughly, and with the intention of unconditional love, now this allows you to be surrounded by that vibrational match. Okay. The foundation shakes when a new one must be laid. The foundation shakes when a new one must be laid. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative, accountability. So this would be an example of, let's say you're focused on your stability, but from a 9-to-5 perspective, that goes, that's pulled from you for you to really focus on what you came here to do. Everyone is an artist in the sense that everyone is here and has an ability to create. To make an excuse is by choice. To say that because people, you'll see people who don't have the luxury of having arms, but they can do many things with their feet. So to make an excuse about what you can do, you don't have enough time to do, those are just excuses. And this is when divine intervention steps into play, literally forcing you, but also is putting you in a position of gratitude when you can see it later on down the line that everything happens for a reason, which is where that whole statement comes from. You may not see the reason initially, but as you move on and you keep on trusting, which is also another lesson for most in terms of, you go through certain relationships to test your level of trust, which then comes up as a conversation. Oh, you can't trust this person, or you have trust issues, this, that, or the third. It's because you have this lesson is showing you as to the ways of trusting yourself, so that way you can clear that slate from having to go through those lessons over and over and over again, repeating the same thing, until you're able to come to a point where now you have that foundation of trust established. Okay, things shake up in your life in matters of where you're unable to trust, where now that foundation is being shaked up, so you can come back to the drawing board, come back to reflecting upon oneself and seeing what it is that is causing this situation to even show up in your life, because it's coming up as a reflection of oneself. But you must be accountable for what it is that you are experiencing, and not pointing the fingers in terms of, well, this person did that and this person did this. Guess what? This person did that and this person did this, because you allowed it to even show up in your reality. Karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. Conflict to get you to a point of a resolution. That's the game. If you're in a conflict, well, you're also in a position to align with the solution, which is always within you. You just got to trust your intuition before it makes sense. A lot of these lessons is for you to tune into the right side of your brain, for you to tune into your intuitive side, for you to tune into the feminine frequency, not as a gender, as a frequency. You have star bathing here, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. Talk to me. What's up? We the hot doors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Yes. So for some of you, a lot of these, let's say if it is trust as an issue, this is something you picked up from the womb space. But now someone may ask, well, I wasn't even born yet, so how is it that I'm choosing this? Well, you chose that mother and father to have the soul experience that you're undergoing at this time to evolve. Weight of the world. Part of that lesson is you accomplish, the ideals of boundaries, letting it go, letting go what's not yours to carry, because that is a generational pattern where people are holding on to stories, and these stories literally sit in your water, sit in your emotions, creating memories, the same memories over and over and over again, which is why this is why you see things being generationally passed down. It's not that these diseases or dysfunctions of the body are hereditary. No, it's the memory that is within one's water, within one's emotions, that's creating that story over and over and over and over again. You see? So doors are opening. Don't miss it. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Portals are opening. That could also be the intensity of this energy right now. Again, as we're approaching this twin new moon energy in the sign of Virgo, come Virgo season. Whatever is not yours, let it go. For instance, some of you may be in situations where you may not enjoy or agree as to the way someone is going about decisions in their life. Let that go, because that's becoming your energy. Because you're making it of importance to you. Not saying that you stop caring or loving that person. But when it comes to decisions that they are choosing to make, you have to allow people to make the decisions that they want to make for themselves. It's their journey. It's their way of learning to unlearn to then remember, because it's levels to this. Because some of you have been overstanding that, yes, you came here to remember, while others of you are still going through that process of learning and unlearning before you even step into the frequency of you are here because you are here to remember what you came here to do, what you decided as a soul's mission. To clear out all of these burdens that has been carried on from generation to generation within the bloodline, water lines. Okay. Loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Let God in, that's another word for saying reconnect with your heart space. Reconnect with your heart space, where the soul dwells. Show me this. Coping mechanisms when it comes to what? Look at this, heart chakra shows up. 2810. Caring, empathy, acceptance, gentleness. Accept the fact that certain things that you're caring for, you're going to have to let go. Because you're caring more for it than it is caring for itself. Especially one is at a point in their life where they can take care of themselves. Physical health. Root chakra. Saturn. The test of trust. The test of feeling secure, rooted, and grounded. And the test happens a lot through fear. It's a test of getting you out of the state of fear, because what blocks your root chakra, which has an effect on your stability and your finances, is fear. And if that's not handled, it turns into guilt. And if that's not handled, it turns into shame. And now you have no access, because of dwelling in those scenarios or in those realms, you have no access to the heart chakra of love. Constantly going through a vicious cycle of grief. Holding on to something that is no longer part of, your journey. Holding on to things that no longer serve you. And for some of you, this also means caring for yourself. This message is about you caring for yourself so much so that you can truly connect to what it is that you truly desire. Not a want or need disguised as a desire because of a past trauma or experience, or something you decided was a desire because of proving a point to those around you who told you can't do this. So the only reason why you may even be connected to a certain dream or a certain craft or something that you're doing that is in connection to proving a point or letting people know, oh, you thought I couldn't do this? Well, watch this. Cut all that shit out. Do it because it's something you love to do. Because none of y'all are in this phase here on this planet to continue to do that. That's what Saturn and Neptune in retrograde is all about. Release anything that is still connected to you doing it from a space of false safety. Doing things or not saying something also included in this. Not saying something because you don't want to be a burden to someone. Some of you are in a position where you have to speak up. You're too fucking quiet. Some of you have to really sit here and let people know exactly what it is on your heart and is on your mind. That's not for everybody. Obviously, most of these messages are not going to be for everybody, which is why I'm saying take what resonates and leave the rest. Because the level of intensity of the port of initiation that the collective is about to walk through with this twin new moon energy in Virgo, which has to do with the way you are of service to others by first the way you are of service to yourself. You can literally change exactly what your fate is by the decisions you make or the destinations you choose to go to, because your fate is the sum of the destinations that you choose to take, or the decisions you choose to make to go in a certain direction. Destiny, destination. Each point you go to, when you sum all that up, that becomes your fate. Now, can you change that? Yeah, there's been a lot of tales telling you your fate is your fate. Once you go deeper and you recognize, wait a minute, how much of what it means to step into your God essence as a creator, as an extension of source, when the more you step into that, the more you're realizing, people say it all the time, life is what you make it. And one who makes things is creative. One who is creative is an artist. What was the first card you got? Your life is a canvas. You are the artist, the manifestation, and it's time for you to hold creative accountability. Even for the things that you do not desire in your life right now, hold yourself accountable. You created it. The more you invest in it, whether if it's thinking about it, speaking to someone about it, things that no longer serve you, you better hold yourself accountable, because you're going to create that reality. Uranus and Gemini is rewiring your thoughts. And this is exactly the time period where, listen, whatever it is you're thinking, while Uranus was in Taurus, it was breaking things and awakening you to, the senses of your body, so you can become more aware, because now you're about to channel into the way you're thinking. So if you're not aware as to the wisdom of your body to help you to formulate a different thought pattern, you're going to stay in the same cycle over and over and over again. And while Uranus is Gemini, and Gemini, I highly don't suggest it. You want to talk about people going batshit fucking crazy? And what leads people into that space? Well, you keep listening to things outside of you. Have yet to trust yourself. Afraid to trust yourself because of one experience that you may have physically gone through, or what someone has told you, and wanted to point the finger and blame this person for this and this person for that, while not seeing that in doing just that, you're placing yourself willingly into another cycle, just to recognize, hold yourself accountable. Because even if the situation is not physically happening, you thinking about it is just as best as if it were going on right now. Self-esteem. Build it up. Solar plexus. And remember, as long as you are in a position of comparing yourself to another, not being honest with yourself, look at this, self-expression. We're sitting here talking about this entire time. As long as one is in a position of comparing oneself to another, for instance, some of you in a position to assist others through their growth. But because of the wounds and the traumas you've experienced, the way you express yourself is the following: I'm not helping nobody because nobody helped me as I was going through what I was going through. Be careful with that. Because the reason why you weren't helped the way you were perceiving help from others, it's because you are equipped with everything that you're asking for outside yourself. And the more no's you receive, the more it you know, it influenced and inspired you to go within, to pull these gifts out, to pull these solutions out. True definition of education is to bring out, not pour in. That's what is big in these educational systems, is pouring in an ideology or programming rather than bringing out the gift that each and every vessel is naturally built with or designed with. Leaving or traveling. Some of you, that's what's blocking your solar plexus, is the reason as to why someone that you felt as though was supposed to be a caretaker left or wasn't around. You may tell yourself you have forgiven the situation, but your relationships that you're in right now reflect someone who has yet to even reflect on what one has quote unquote stated they have forgiven. And the way that comes about too, in terms of a physical reality, be mindful of the conversations that you're having with people and the way you express yourself about your past. If you know, in terms of it coming from a wounded state, or from the version of you that is evolved and looking at it from a space of gratitude, where that's the whole point of it, to be able to see these past situations as the key, you know, for you to attain the knowledge, to open up the door to step into your knowing. You have galactic that showed up here. You're already doing it. Let me see what this is. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Yes. Get grounded. To stop overthinking, get grounded. Especially if you're someone who considers themselves an empath, someone who is highly sensitive, and answer the fucking call. Spirit said to say it just that way. Answer the fucking call. Your north node. What is your soul calling you to do? Sit and reflect with yourself. You don't have time because you don't make time. You don't have time to get grounded. It's because you don't make time to do so. And if you don't make time to do that, to get grounded, then you just building a castle on sand right near the ocean. No solid foundation. And that's for anything in life. You don't take time to build a solid foundation, you expect that to grow, to be solid and stable and sturdy? Nah. You have an immense mission here, collective. Yeah, this is a collective message, because I know we know who we speaking to. Not telling you anything you don't already know. As the previous message stated, you see the role of the sun within the solar system? Begin to view your purpose that way. Or continue to. Stop playing this small. You're not tired of going through the same shit over and over again, not living the life of freedom? You're not tired of that? Well, I'll tell you what, if not, if you want to keep playing that tired ass game, this ain't the channel for you. And respectfully, just leave. We in some beautiful times, but there are moments where you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Fasten up that seatbelt. Get real with yourself about everything that you're doing and really take a moment to see, yo, dude, does this have to be here? If not, let it go. Moral of this story is make a decision. Or a decision's gonna be made for you. Either way, a decision will be made. It'll be best if you make it for yourself, though. Palace Athena, 1 month. The chains have been broken. Love never gives up in its faith, knowing and patience never fail. Galactic signature. What is the galactic signature of the day? Let me look at this. See the way one can bring order to chaos. It would be the white world bridger day. That's why this energy is coming through this way. Okay. White electric world bridger. I activate in order to equalize. Yeah. Let's look a little bit deeper into this because we're about to wrap this up because this is going to wrap the message up beautifully. Let's look at the white electric world bridger. The affirmation for that galactic signature is I activate in order to equalize. Bonding opportunity. I seal the store of death with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of heart. In order to be guided by that, you're going to have to handle the lessons of your root, sacral, and solar plexus. Clear out the fear, the guilt, and the shame. And live your life the way you desire to, not the way you were programmed to. Some of you may not even know what that is. Well, guess what? That gives you an opportunity to have something to do. Figure that out. Best way I can tell you, look at the tools that you have presented to you cosmically, connected to the Bible, do what you do, galactic signatures, human designs, gene codes. There's so many things that you can study instead of studying bullshit and scrolling all day on fucking social media or watching these TV shows, Love Island, all this other bullshit. Study yourself. In this lifetime, you're being asked to release and surrender. Surrender is the opposite of giving up. It is freeing yourself from the desire to be in control, letting go of how you think things should be. Surrender is freedom. You are being invited to release yourself from the bondage of preconceived action, to let everything be all right as it is, so that you can live a more inspired life in the moment. Let's close this up with a surrender message. I may be back on later, or if you're tuned in with me over on TikTok, I may go live on TikTok. Not guaranteed. But again, whatever resonates from this message for you, allow it to. And what doesn't, hey, it ain't for you, baby. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Some of you may have gone through some dramatic experiences sexually. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from realigning with your heart. Compassionately be kind to yourself, okay? As I'm expressing the energy in this message is not necessarily towards you, but the energies that are surrounding you that want to latch itself onto you until you shake that shit up. It ain't gonna move. Feel me? You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from realigning with your heart. Look at this. Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Let the God within you soar. Imagination. You may want to listen to Neville Goddard. Make that part of your daily routine. Listen to at least 15 minutes of Neville Goddard to help you with connecting to your creativity, your imagination. Your imagination is God. the God within you, which is why the inner child has to go through the healing it goes through, because it's until an adulterated fucking adult tells the child, oh, you shouldn't be talking to yourself because they're going to think you're crazy, that imagination goes out the window. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Okay? Let's see what else. Surrender to rest and sleep. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your desire for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Surrender your desire to control people, including those who desire to control you. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. As I'm reading this, some of you have this controlling behavior because of the way your mother handled you, specifically mother. I just saw someone in there and going through a back and forth with their mother. Surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs. And remember that no is a complete sentence. I would say when it comes to practice expressing your needs, yeah, you obviously don't know the Bible. I'm glad you in here because you would be the example that Christ made in the book of Matthew in the red letters. I want you to look at that because you're the prime example of what to not turn to, of those who shun the frequency as an extension of source. Have a blissful journey in your karmic state. We ain't playing over here. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs. What I would say about these needs and practice expressing it, not so much so towards another. Practice, reflect rather, on what it is that you're calling a need. So that way you're able to clear that out so you can truly connect to your desires. Okay? Because that's another thing that this Saturn and Neptune in retrograde is clearing out, where you were told, or part of the dogma that this dumb motherfucker that was just here not too long ago was expressing, your desires were known as, were considered to being dangerous. Ain't nothing dangerous about that. Let me tell you something. Those who have eyes to see will see, those who have the ears to hear will hear. See, we bring in this Mars energy. We're currently in the Mars hour. This really ain't the aura for these type of energies to be playing. Because it's not about right or wrong or good or bad. You just enter the frequency of Archangel Michael. You will be severed from this reality. It's simple as that. Because liberation will be bestowed upon the collective. People perish for the lack of knowledge, not even knowing how mystical of a person who they call Jesus is. Not knowing that the 12 disciples are 12 faculties of your mind. It's over for that level of ignorance here on this planet. It's over for that. In every which way. Mind, body, spirit. So it's over. Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. One more. Surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking. Oh, this overthinking situation, yeah? Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. You see the importance there of that inner child? Make sure whatever it is that you're doing, you enjoy it. Make sure whatever it is that you're doing, collective, you enjoy it. That is the key to your liberation, your freedom. Your forever evolving abundance of prosperity, amazing health. First and foremost, amazing health to be able to enjoy it. And trust and know that there are significant energies, warrior frequencies that are clearing out these dogmatic beliefs that want to step into these realms. Please step through this realm. You got the right one. Because the sooner this frequency notices you, the quicker we get to it. Ashe. May you all have a blissful soul day. Okay? Stay tuned to messages that are posted within the community tab. Shout out to the members of the channel. I have some additional information for you all of the members of the channel. We'll get to that either. We'll get to that, and you'll know when it's up, obviously, because it'll be visible. But other than that, have a blissful one. I love you unconditionally. Okay? Know that I carry a frequency of being extremely protective, not to my detriment, but for the liberation of the collective. I'm not here to fuck around with nobody. I'm not allowing anybody to fuck around with the collective, because you will find out, and it's not the finding out you want or need or desire. So with that being said, take care of you so that way you can be there for others. Anyone who tells you that you are being selfish, say thank you for the reminder, because all they're letting you know is from another side of the spectrum is that you are giving so much of yourself and not enough or nothing at all to yourself. So when someone calls you selfish, allow yourself to recognize that you are doing something for you that you don't normally do, and people are bothered by it. Allow them to be bothered. Allow them to think and express whatever it is that they have to express. As long as they don't touch you, everybody and their mother is fine. And they daddy. But you continue to fill your cup up, especially if you are someone who has been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving to others. And all they keep doing as you give is pour it out, give and pour it. Nah, it's over for that. It's been over for that. So go out there and be there for you so that way you can be the best version of yourself for others. Feel me? Take care of yourself, my loves.